Okay, guys, you are welcome to another edition of okay, guys, so you are welcome to another edition of on the chat with Dr. Harmonics, and we are going to look at some of the pairs that we'll be trading this week so that you guys can have an idea the plan for this week and how we are going to achieve our targets for this week. Okay, last week we had a rough week, but over the weekend we were able to make some money from a volatility index. I think a lot of people made a lot of money from there. So this week, FX, we are going to look at what's happening in the FX market and how we can actually make some money throughout the week. Okay, so if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, subscribe and press on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload my next video. So basically, we are going to look at some few pairs on the market. I've seen some pairs being sent to the group. Yes, it's looking very juicy. And this week, I promise you a very good week. So we'll not be taking a lot of trades, but we'll be focusing on quality trades to maximize returns thereof. Okay, so it is what it is. Let's see what we can do this week so that we can make some money off the market. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the chart and see what we are expecting this week. Let's look at the chart. Those on Telegram, you can also join the YouTube channel so that you can have a feel of what we are expecting throughout the week. Okay, and those in the VIP group, don't forget to don't try and watch this video so that you can have an idea as to what we are looking at for this week. Okay, so that you can make informed decisions as to when to buy and sell. Now, let me share my screen so that we can actually look at the weekend. So this is the chart for the week, and let's start with DXY index, the dollar index. Let's look at the capacity of the dollar, what I'm expecting the dollar to do. Now, you remember that on the weekly time frame, we expect the dollar to extend its strength to 1.61 Fibonacci extension level, forming a deep crab pattern. So we can see over here. Now, the break of market structure is basically around 1.618, around 88.6 Fibonacci level. Now we're expecting it to go and hit 1.618 on the weekly time frame, right? So on the lower time frame or on the lower front, I'm expecting few things to happen. Now I'm expecting a pullback from this angle before we see a further move upwards. We are expecting a small pullback. Now let's go to the 1 hour time frame where I saw the pullback. So on the 1 hour time frame, now we saw this move happen over here. Now, what I'm expecting right now is to see probably a cipher or a shark pattern over here. So this, when we check this level, it's around 38 to 50, and the C extended the A. So we are going to see a cipher at 78.6. So a sell at 78.6, or it can even extend to 88 or 113. It's within the zone, okay? Now, all what we need is a breakout of the trend over here. Once we have the breakout of the trend, then we'll be seeing the chart, we'll be seeing the sell over here. So at this point, I'm expecting that DXY can sell to, is within the zone. So if it should sell from this 78.6 Fibonacci level, then we are going to, at least it should touch the 38.2. So this is the 38.2 level. So at least it should touch the 38.2 level, where we are going to, so where we are going to see a decline in the market to this level, okay? So what you need right now is basically a sell of the market before any bullish trend, okay? Before any bullish trend, you see a sell of the market. I'm expecting a cipher or a shark pattern within this zone to sell before we see the up move continue. So in this regard, pound USD, let's look at the JPY and the strength of the Japanese yen. Now, the strength of the Japanese yen, you can see over here, the yen is expected to fall to complete let me check the break of market structure to know the trend that is actually forming over here. Now, we expect it, this is basically around, so let's just assume it's tied the 61.8. So if it's 50, then it should end around 88.6. But if it's 61, it should end around 78.6 Fibonacci level, around here. So we still expect the yen to fall, okay? We still expect the yen to fall. So you can see the fall coming over here. We still expect more fall of the yen, okay? We still expect the yen to fall. Okay? We still expect the yen to fall right here. So just anticipate this thing, just expect the yen to fall over here till we get to the level over here. Now you can see that there is a flat correction at this point. There is a flat correction over here. You can see that there is a flat correction over here. So once we have a breakout of this trend, we should see, yes, we have a break. We should see the yen falling all the way to this level. Okay, so pairs like GBP, JPY, and the rest, you see it, I mean, going to the top very soon. You see it going to the top very soon. So please, this is the direction of the yen. This is the direction of the yen. We expect the yen to fall for some time to this level, to 818.5. Now, with that regard, let's look at some of the pairs. Now, let's say pound AUD. Let's look at pound AUD. Now, we expected pound AUD to fall, but where we're expecting it to get to, we don't know, okay? So I was expecting it to hit the 88.6. So let me see from here to here. So we have 88.6, which is over here. So it's ended at 88.6. I'm just hoping that we should have that breakout. Now, the only reason pound AUD is still falling, the only reason we buy pound AUD is when it breaks this line. Now, when it breaks this trend line, we are going to the top, okay? So if we are going to the top, then that means that at that point, we are going to get a Gatling pattern over here before the big move. Now, this was an impulsive move, and when it gets to the top, it's going to form a flat correction. over here, regular flat correction. Then we have a sell move all the way down to this angle to the ground, okay? So we are expecting a buy move over here, but unless this trend line is broken, that is why I've not called any buy for pound AUD. I was expecting the initial setting, I was expecting to break around this level, around the 61. Later, you see, until the trend line is broken, you can't see anything. Now, this is forming a basic triangle correction over here. Now, we are looking for a triangle correction. Now, when this trend line is broken, then we are going to complete the Gadley pattern at 78.6 level. Then we should see the sell coming in. So, there's a time to wait on the market. So just wait for this trend to form. So just wait. It can even go beyond this, but we are just looking for the breakout of this trend. Once we find the breakout, then we can initiate our buy to the top before we get a sell, okay? So that is it for pound AUD. Now, you remember that this is 78.6, the B Fibonacci level from here to here is 61.8. That means that our take profit 1 will be around this level. Then our take profit 2 will be at 78.6, which will complete the Gadley pattern before we break out to the sell. Okay, so anticipate this thing, anticipate it. It might give you some good money throughout the week, and it's part of our hot list for this week. Okay, all we are waiting for is, you can see that it's rejecting the 88.6 zone. Now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to call for any buy trade, nothing. When it happens, it looks more juicy for a buy because you can see the trend. It's just along the dynamic trend line. Okay, it's very juicy for a buy. People can enter, but me, I will not enter until I see a break over here. Once it breaks, but however, you can also buy and put your stop loss over here to take that risk. However, if you should break this trend, then maybe you should have a break and a retest. Then it makes good sense. Then I'll stop loss below. Okay. Then make good sense to buy all the way to take profit 1. Then the take profit 2 will be at the top here. So that is it for pound AUD. Okay, that is it for pound AUD. Now, the same with pound USD. Okay, pound USD. I called a buy trade. There's so one lady, Dinero, she was able to analyze pound USD. We're having a bat pattern, alternative bat pattern over here forming around this level. So this was the whole chart. Now, there was a breakout of market structure. We saw the breakout of market structure after the end of after we had an ending diagonal. Beginning, we had a 5 waves over here. We had a 5 waves over here. So a 5 wave, wave 1, wave 2. We had an Elliott wave corrections over here. Then wave 3 form an ending diagonal. You can see over here, wave 3 form an ending diagonal. We had wave 4. And that is, wave 4 is the one is happening now. Wave 4 is the one happening now. Now, with wave 4, we had a pull to the top, then came to retest. I'm expecting that there are 2 scenarios over here. So it's either we have a bat pattern or it moves all the way down to 113 level. So let's look at the 113 level. So from here to here, the 113 is around here, so it can even come here before it goes up. Okay, but we took a risky trade and we entered the trade at 88.6. Now, when what our advice is that when you want to enter here, then use a very low loss size to test the market. Okay, so that when you test the market and it fails and it comes along this line, then you should know that it is coming to 113 because 113 is the maximum point it can get to before we have the buy move. So you can either test the market with a very low risk loss size over here. Then if it goes up, yes, you can look for a breakout of the trend around this level. Once it breaks the trend around this level, you can look for a pullback and enter, or you hold to, because this is just a correction. The overall move is a sell down. The overall move is a sell down. Now it should form more or less like a regular correction, a regular flat correction. Probably, yes, it should be probably a regular flat over here, okay, before we see the move down. So it's either it goes down to form probably a truncated or a running flat correction, then we see the move. So any of the corrections, you know, there are three types of flat correction. This is forming a flat. It's forming an A, B, C correction. So we have regular flat, expanded flat, and running flat. Any of them can form over here. So it depends on the kind of harmonic pattern that is forming here. That will determine the kind of flat formation happening over here. So I called for the buy over here, but however, I can get down to this level. Now, first take profit is 38.2 Fibonacci level, which should end over here, or 61.8, which will form the take profit to around this place, okay? Now, you can also go further to this level, to the 1.0 as take profit 3. So I call the buy over here, but however, I can come down to this level to complete the alternative bat pattern before we head to the top. Okay, so anticipate that, add that to your scenario. If you have a buy over here, you should know that it can also extend here to form an alternative bat. So you shouldn't risk so much on pound USD. Don't risk so much on pound USD. Okay. Now, the next trade we are also looking at is, let's look at the Euro JPY. Now, you should know that the yen is still falling, and the euro has more buy momentum. Now there is a break of market structure, more like a break of market structure. This is forming a correction. I expect an ABC correction to end to the D. Now, if you were fortunate to enter your buy around this price, then you should know that the B is your take profit. So I nearly hit the B. It didn't get there and it retraced back. Now, this is forming a flat correction over here. After this point, we are expecting the price to hit the B or extend to the D level to complete a bat pattern over here before we see the long-term sell of the market. Because you see, once the yen index, when you check the yen index, what's happening is that it's expected to hit this level. Now, when it hits this level, there is something over here. I want to show you guys something. There is something over here. Now, there is a break of market structure over here. So when it gets to this level, it's going to extend all the way up. Okay, there's a break of market structure over here. So it's going to extend all the way up. So yen is going to be strong throughout the year, even from up to the next year, and there will still be strength in the yen. Okay, this is the end of wave 5. The whole correction has ended. The whole impulse move has ended. So we had wave 1, 2, 3, ABC correction, which form a triangle correction, giving us wave 4, and we had wave 5 over here. So what you are seeing over here is a correction forming. Now, we can have an A, B, and we go to the C level. So expect yen to be strong after the completion of the Gadley or the bat pattern over here. Okay, so that would also mean that I'm expecting euro yen to also give us, to complete this pattern before we have the long-term sell of the market. Okay. Now, the pair, my favorite pair for this week is the US stocks. Now, you have the S&P 500. The S&P 500, I caught this trade. Now, I've not entered this trade because now when it's already selling, we should have entered around this price. but I thought there would be a consolidation before finally it moves. It came straight up. But when you check over here, once there was a breakout, we had a pullback around this level before it started coming down. Now, over here to the same thing, we had a sell move. There was a pullback before it started coming down. Now, when you see over here, this was the whole impulsive move. This is forming more or less like a trade drive formation, A with 1A, with 2B, with 3C. Now, we are expecting this one to complete around 1.61 Fibonacci extension level. You can see over here, from here to here, we had 61.8. Now, when you check from this level to here, you can see that it came around the 161 Fibonacci level. So in this case, once we have a retracement of this level from here to here, which we had around 61.8, you can see it over here, 61.8. I'm expecting the sell to go all the way to 161 Fibonacci extension level. Don't miss this trade. This trade will be a big trade, 161. So we are expecting to sell all the way to this level. Okay, now on the lower time frame, I'm looking for a break of market structure, a retest, then I'll jump in. Okay, so this is it. Now it's still selling over here. You can see over here, it's still selling. Probably we might have a break of market structure. Probably we might have a break of market structure over here. It will break this structure over here, to break this. Then we have a retest to this level. Then we can sell all the way. So I'm waiting for the break of market structure. I'm waiting for this break of market structure. Then we have a retest forming a harmonic pattern. Then we are going to sell all the way down to 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. The same with US 100, US 100, you stack. It's also giving us the same formation. This is a pivot over here. Now, once it breaks, so I'm expecting to break this pivot, then probably cause a break of market structure, then we are going to sell to the downside. Okay, so that's what I'm anticipating for US 100. So I'm very patient, waiting for it to break and retest, and I would enter the market. That is why I've not called in the VIP group. It's even from a harmonic pattern over here. You can see this is basically, this could be like a Nesta or a deep, a Nesta or a crab pattern. Let me check. This is 61.8. This is more like a 61. Okay, so this is actually an alternative bat pattern because it didn't tie the 61. It is 50 and it hit the 113. So this is an alternative bat pattern. So it is what it is. We've gone to the end of the pattern over here. We've gone to the end of the whole pattern over here. Now it has broken. Let's wait and see whether this will come and retest these levels before we sell. Or this is the first test. I'm expecting a second test of this level before I sell. Okay, before I sell. See, you don't need to rush into the market. Now, even when it comes down, it will give us a very good correction for us to enter ourselves. So be patient and don't rush to enter the market. Once it's broken, there will surely be a retest. Wait for that golden opportunity to enter the market, and we are going to make money throughout the week. Okay, so it is what it is. Okay, so we have like AUDJPY. AUDJPY, I think this pair just hit, it just hit our level. So we bought around this level. We bought around this level, and it hit our first take profit, and we want to hit our second take profit. So we are done for this trade. We are done for this trade. We are done for AUDJPY. NZDJPY, it hit our invalidation point. We lost on that trade. I was expecting it. You see, the lower time frame sometimes it's quite sketchy, but So let me check what pattern we had over here. Oh, okay. Okay. So this was the pattern actually. I'm still expecting a buy move, right? I'm still expecting a buy move. 61, I'm still expecting that since the yen is falling, it should come and hit this level. Now, initially, I thought this one to be the C level. So I was expecting that from here, we had a break over here. That was why we entered. We had a break over here. So we entered the buy. It was supposed to go straight. It went up to this level and put back. So that means that the C had not completed. So this should have been, this whole thing was the C. So this was the XA, break of market structure B. The C was ABC correction. So it's going to 78.6 to form a cipher, or 88 to form a shark pattern. It will still go. So fingers crossed. Let's see the yen falling and to still reach its target. It will still reach its target. So we are just targeting this level over here as our take profit one. It's just happening, it's just forming like how AUDJPY formed, okay? Like how AUDJPY. So it's the same thing forming with NZDJPY. It just gave us some tough time before pulling up, okay? The signal you should have exited by now because it might hit our invalidation point. Okay, so USDJPY, we picked the second trade around this level. It's still going up. So we are expecting it. This was our take profit one. Okay, so the B was our take profit one over here. Now we are expecting it to hit. Let me see the pattern that is forming over here. Let me see the pattern so that we can know where. So 50, we are going to 88 fib, which is this level. So this is our take profit two. Once it hits here, we are done for this trade at 88.6 level to form a bat pattern, So that is what I'm expecting. Now, euro pound, amazing. We can see that. So we bought immediately the trend line broke. Immediately the trend line broke, we bought. I just want to confirm whether we should still be in that trade based on the trend lines that are forming. Okay. So this. Okay, so it broke the trend and it's correcting to the trend line. So once it corrects, we are going to have maybe something like this, then we have it going up, okay? So manage your trade very well. Don't risk so much on the trade, and let's look at what we can get throughout the week. Let's look at what we can get throughout the week. Okay, it's just correcting over here. Let's wait for the correction to complete. Once the correction completes, then we are going to continue our buy to the top. Okay. Now this is the whole pattern for Euro JPY. This is the whole pattern for Euro JPY. So I'm still expecting more buys to the top. Okay. Guys, any question? If there is anything you want, any analysis you want me to do, just let me know so that I can help you with that regard. If there are no, if there is nothing to be added or there's no question to be asked, then I'll leave you guys and see you guys in the next video where we'll be analyzing the chart. Okay. My name is Dr. Harmonics, your favorite mentor. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if this is your first time. Visit my Telegram channel and get the most out of it. Go and follow me on Instagram at Dr. Harmonics or at Gold Forex Institute _ and I'll vibe with you guys there. So see you in the next video, and peace.